Hi all, and welcome back to the second video on Prisma Access Browser. And we're going to look at today is going to look at the customization of Prisma Access Browser. Again, this was Talon browser originally, and it was bought by Palo Alto, and then rebranded as Prisma Access Browser. Okay, so anybody who's familiar with Talon or Chrome or anything will see everything is pretty much in the same place it was previously. So we can create a new tab group. We've got all our settings here, our incognito window, passwords, and so on. The bookmark tab, we have the extension. So this is in as an extension on the browser, and we can have a look in there, and we can look at our settings, diagnostics, quick actions, and Prisma Access integration for explicit proxy, so that we can, when we configure service connections or we configure it in line with Prisma Access, then we can access internal resources remotely as well. Okay, so that's the basic browser. Now, if we wanted to start to customize that, we can come into the policy rules. So this is configuration Prisma Access Browser, and this is the enterprise browser. We go home, we've got home screen, where all our diagnostics are and analytics. We've got event screen, and then we have users, which is users and groups, user groups. We can create device groups, and we've got the devices that we've got there, their IP addresses. These are private IP addresses on the network, and then the browser versions. And here we can see, so we can go into here, we have maintain browser, mobile browsers that are there, so maintained version, and the version of that browser. So it is you can see whether you've got browsers that need updating or so on within your ecosystem. Okay, then we have applications in here, extensions. If you want to add extensions, but what we're going to deal primarily today, in this video anyway, with rules. Okay, so we've got access and data control, browser security, and browser customization. One of the good things is if we want to click into browser customization, we've got a baseline configuration here, which is typical of majority of Palo Alto stuff. They always have a baseline configuration. And if we just hover over the customization controls here, we can see just a ping out box, if that indeed that's a term, ping out, I'm not sure. It is now, of our breakdown of our configurations within that policy. So that gives you an idea there of the types of things we can control. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a rule, and we are going to add customization for the admin group. Okay, and this is going to be base customization for admin group. And I would imagine that that's probably going to whinge at me about, yes, needing a Z, which I don't have. Okay, so for our admin group, we're going to have any user, but we're going to select our user 1, and we're going to select our user 1 because they're our admin group. Actually, let's make it simpler so I don't have to log in now. So we're not going to select that, we're going to select me. Okay, so I'm there, and I'm going to look at my customizations. Well, the first thing is I've already got blue as a color, and sort of my company color is blue. So let's just choose, we'll go with blue anyway, but we'll go with a lighter blue so that it's a bit more evident. Then the brand color, as we'll see, is the highlighting and so on. We'll go with green on that because that'll be, it doesn't say avoid colors like red and green. So I ended up here before actually. So there we go. We'll go for purple. Purple's good, if in fact that is purple. The company logo, I'll just upload the company logo to it. Okay, so we're going to click on it. We're going to say, select logo, set company logo, and then we've got the guidelines there, and we're going to drag and drop our company logo into it. That's okay. Set that. Okay, the company name, we're going to set our name for our company, which is going to be Mode 44 Limited. And then we have a custom text as well, but we'll not go into that because that'll take some time. Okay, so you can have other selections like ADEM, which is as it says, experience management. So it's all about managing the experience of the user, understanding what the parameters are on the user machine, and being able to troubleshoot issues very quickly. Exactly the same as ADEM within Prisma Access, and within you can get a license for it on the firewalls as well. Okay, so to demonstrate, what we're going to do is we don't actually want the user to be able to use incognito mode, so we're going to block that, block incognito. What else can we do? And we are going to have, we'll set the sidebar, we'll enable sidebar by default. There's other options as well. So for routing, so for the pack file, you can use the pack file for, as you say, to route stuff through Prisma Access, or you could route it through somewhere else. New tab, so new tab page, home page. We're going to set our home page. So we can either have that by configured by the user, or a custom URL, or Prisma Access Browser new tab page. We're going to put in my website. Okay, and then I'm going to select always show the home page button as well, because I'm a narcissist, so I can just go back to my own home page as and when I see fit. And then upgrade management, we're going to so this is how you control the upgrade of the thing, and I would suggest going, there you go, delay options, and then can you delay it in security and bug patches, but I'm going to say no delay. Okay, so that's basically what we're looking at. So for me, I'm now logged in. If we can look at this, that's me, I'm logged in here. And we haven't got any of these customizations. And what we're going to do is we're going to just save that. Okay. And then if we come back here, we can see when the policy was last updated. So the last policy update was 1134. And if we want to force an update, it does update fairly quickly. There you go. So I didn't have to force the update. What we can do is we can go into here and we can go to there, and then we can do a restart the engine, or reload the engine, or reload the browser. So now what we have is we have the home page. If I go to home, I get my home page. I've said I don't want to allow incognito mode, and then when I go to here and we look, that's now changed the color of our things. We can see we've got our our company name in there, our company logo, and we've got the other information there that we wanted, and that's then fairly quickly. And then if I then go to a new tab, it will not open my page, which I'm a little bit stressed about. So let's just go back and fix that. So if I go back here, edit that, come back to here. So new tab. So, sorry, so I didn't set it here. So new tab here, and we'll put that in there as well. It's my bad. There we go. Share the good and the bad on this channel. And then we're going to come back to here. Okay, and just for the sake of it, we're just going to do a soft reset. It comes back up. And then as we go to the next one, I should now get, my home page. Okay, a couple things to note on here is if we go to policy, we can see what the policy is for this page. And we'll look at that later for security controls within pages and so on. So we can see what the policy is for this page. We can still see everything else. We can see that the connection is secure. We can view the certificate as we would before. And that's basically basic browser customization. So if I come back to here, so that's for the admin group. If we wanted to create another rule, which is going to be the and we're going to have browser settings for HR users. For HR users, okay. So we're now going to say that our user 1 is in our HR group, and we're going to look at the browser customization control there. And we can select it all here. Again, we can just change it, change the company names, or we could discard the changes. We can take this, we can clone this rule, call it HR group, and then base customization for HR group. And then we can look into here, and then we can say, okay, so we want their theme color to be green because that's what they really like. Or we can allow them to choose their own. As you say, you can see they allow users to choose their own. And then for this, we're going to go with a red, even though it says don't use red. Company logo is going to remain the same. The company name is going to remain the same. If we come down here, because you're in HR, we'll say, okay, you can use incognito browser. What else did we have? Sidebars enabled, that's fine. New tab's going to be fine as well. And then set new tab background. If we're going to leave that as it is, and then deployment upgrade is going to be the same. Okay, so we're going to save that. Might be an idea just to change that. So if I go back to there, because obviously it's going to make no sense. So we're going to change the scope, and we're going to change the scope to our user 1. We're going to remove me and save. Okay, so now coming back to our browser, if we come to there and we're going to manage profiles, we do have our user 1 there logged in. Well, browser is saved on here, so I'm going to log into that, and I'll just using SAML, actually using Okta with SAML. I'll just pause it whilst. Okay, and now you can see we're logged in with our user 1 account. We'll show it in here. So logged in as user 1. We've still got the same branding. We've now got the different colors for here. Don't know how much difference that makes, but such is life. And things like, so we was going to say we wanted HR to be allowed to use incognito. So now we can use incognito. It's not grayed out anymore. And then we have the same thing for the policies and so on there. So we can see our file policies, capture policies, and clipboard. As it suggests, so customization, really there's a lot of stuff that can be done with customization. You can do it by groups, you can do it by users, you can do it by devices, and then we have the same way we hover over the top. So that's customization, really. I can't think what else you know. I mean, it's pretty much you add the rule. And then you can look and see what there is. And again, it's contextual. So if we go back to as a demonstration, if we come back to here, go to edit our HR group, and we look at our browser customization controls, we can click on active only, so we can only see the tiles of the configurations that we've changed, only see tiles that are relevant to desktop browser, which doesn't really change anything because there's pretty much everything is accessible to desktop browser. Then mobile browser, things that are different. So for instance, we now don't see anything for ADEM because that's not available on the mobile browser. And then browser extensions, the same. We can edit the name of the rule, obviously. And then say when we look at it, sorry, I'll just click back into this again. So we can see again, we've got branding, homepage, default browser. So that's where you'd control that. That's infinitely controllable, pretty much. And then to stop any misconfigurations or anything, that then falls through to there for a catch-all rule. So that's browser customization. We'll move on now to browser security. In the next video, we'll do browser security, and then access and data control, and then we'll start looking at things like profiles and how you can use profiles. Profiles are pretty much working along the same way as like a block of code. So basically, this is a block of configuration that we can then add to a rule. And that's it. So hopefully I'll see you in the next video.